Many of us have had students make posters in our classrooms before to have students kind of make their learning visual. So why would we do that on an iPad rather than continuing to do it on construction paper? One of the answers is the ability to add multimedia assets to the poster that you couldn't normally add on paper. So we're going to do a quick 10-minute tryout on building a poster inside of Pages. Pages is Apple's word processor like Word or Google Docs. And so we're going to open up Pages quickly. We're just going to start a new blank doc in the landscape mode. So I'm going to click the plus sign and then choose blank landscape. Okay, to start, just to kind of make it look like construction paper, make it look like it's more textured in the background, we're going to change the background. So we're going to come up here, Document Setup, click on, Section, and then change the background. And then we're going to choose an image, something that I just downloaded from online. Or we could use something like that. So I'm going to change the image, choose a photo, and somewhere in my photos I have fun background. Here it is right here. This is just something I grabbed off. So there's our background, easy enough. So the first thing that we'll need to add is some text. So we're pretending that we're doing a quick poster on poaching. So anytime you want to add something, you hit the plus sign. And they hide text boxes here under the shapes. And so if we go to shapes, basic, here's a text box. So let's build that. And now we want to change that text. Anytime you want to change something, click on the format button. Format that text. We're going to change it from body to title. That's pretty good. And then let's change the font to something a bit more interesting. So now we'll take that text box and then we'll use 2 fingers to kind of turn it and add it over here. You might want to increase that size a little bit. So all I'm doing is hitting size and then extending the text box so we can see everything. There we go. Okay, another thing we can do, we want to add an image to any poster. So we add images, we click the plus sign again, move over here, and choose photo or video. And I have a picture somewhere in here of elephants. So let's try this one. And you see how it has this crazy background that you don't really want to have in your in your poster. So we want to change that background inside of any of the Apple apps, Pages, Keynote, or Numbers, which you're going to use all of them today. If you click on the paintbrush and then on image, they have this awesome tool called Instant Alpha. When you click on Instant Alpha, you just tap on the color you don't want and then drag towards the color you want, and click done. It disappears. Just like that. It's that easy. It works great. Good. So now we want to add some more text. So we go back to the shapes, back to the text box, and now we're going to add the text that we did. Now I copied and pasted some. Oops. And then we'll just make that bigger. Just a second. And then drop it down to the lower right-hand side. Just tap and hold, and move. One of the things that Apple puts in all of its products are these shapes, but they have way more than just basic shapes like this. If you do a search, we can type in elephant. They have over 700 shapes done by artists that we can now search for, click, drag, and then put inside of the text. One thing that is different about Pages than most other word processors is that you can actually embed web video right into your document. And anytime you want to add something, you click add, the plus sign, we click the media button over here, and then what do we want to add? We're going to add web video. Now I have YouTube up in Safari, and we'll choose this video. All we'll do is we'll copy and paste the URL right into here. And you'll notice it goes right there. And now embedded into our poster is a YouTube video. Finally, we actually want to hear from the student. So we have their writing, we have different things that they've chosen, so pictures that they've chosen, video chosen, but do they really know? So we want to hear from them about poaching. The last thing we're going to talk about is record audio. In any Pages document, we can click record audio, we can hit record, Poaching is a serious problem in many parts of the world. Poachers will take the tusks and leave the rest of the elephant. So once we stop the recording, in the upper right hand side we hit insert, we drop here. Now we have a very different poster than we could have made before. So in just a few minutes, even though we had to gather our content and our materials and our assets first, in just a few minutes we're able to make a really quick but really interesting poster. So now that students are done with their poster, what can they do with it? How do they get it to you, or how do they share it with each other? Up here in the upper right hand side, you'll see this ellipsis with a circle around it. When you click on that, if you decide not to put any of the multimedia stuff in there, you can export it in lots of different formats. So if you want it as a PDF or Word or an EPUB, you can export it like that and then put it in anywhere you like, Google Classroom, wherever you like. If you want it as a Pages document with all these elements built into it, then we can always share it. And from here, we can share it to Drive. We can upload it to a Google Classroom assignment. They can airdrop it as a Pages document right over to either of your devices, your Mac or your iPad. They can airdrop it to each other to kind of share that way. And then you would just download it onto your Mac or iPad to take a look at what they have created. Okay, thanks.